few more words about the marketing team, which is the biggest and the most important, but
and the best.
At the best, and maybe also the most unknown team. That's unfortunately like that. So yes, so you can get an idea what we are doing, what we would like to do, and maybe if you're interested, how you can get involved and so on. So Berit, you would like to start with the marketing team, maybe?
Yeah, maybe I would. Absolutely, I would like to start. This is really, really awesome prepared because I don't need slides. I'm always doing everything spontaneously. Yeah, well, the marketing team already exists since some years. To be honest, I don't know when it really started. Do you maybe know?
Yeah, the interesting thing is that we used to be a marketing committee, which is kind of was more association related, but we got more, you know, in a community based team, so to speak. I mean, we don't call ourselves a marketing committee.
No.
We call ourselves marketing team.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, the marketing team has been there forever, I guess. I'm not sure when it got into existence. Maybe Søren was one of the first guys in the marketing team.
Yeah, that's right.
Should be 7-8 years, something. Maybe.
Yeah. So I, for myself, I'm in the team, I think, since 3 or 4 years. I don't really know how long exactly, but I think it's around that. And yeah, what does the marketing team do? This is a bit difficult to tell because several people always keep telling, you don't do anything, and we don't see that you do anything, and why isn't there this, and why isn't there that?
We are
sending around pencils and lanyards, and in the future maybe also envelopes. And
don't get us wrong, it's a running game.
Yes. And no, but the thing is that of course also marketing is stuff we are doing in the back, which you might not realize at something we did. For example, that we have this TYPO3 org website, which if you are already longer in the community, you might know that it took quite some time to get that running on a new design. This is something we organized. So this is something we really, for 1 year, it took quite some time to get it running and working. And we are still working on it, we are improving it and everything, and we are organizing code sprints for the website and stuff like that. And of course there is a lot of other stuff like all generic flyers which exist, which we are giving around for CBIT. If you want to go to a conference, you can inform us and we will send you flyers. Of course also this stuff we are preparing. And we are meeting regularly, normally like at least once a month on Skype or Google Hangout meetings. At the moment we are trying it on a more regular basis to do it nearly every 2 weeks and discussing stuff. Maybe, for example, the certification team needed some help because we need more certified integrators, and then we are thinking what we can do to help them, what we might do as a real like an action thingy, not only a front image on TYPO3 org, but really something which they can help them to get more integrators. So this is somehow our daily work. And yeah, something completely new this year is I think one of the first code sprints, which is not a code sprint, but a marketing sprint at the end of the year, November, with the goal to first of all talk about communication and to get some people together who communicate a lot, and to we have some really good experts from OSS Watch, which will do a 2 days training, so that everyone who is in the team, or at least every team, has someone inside who knows a bit more about how to communicate inside a big community with this open source idea in the background. And yeah, then the next thing will be to talk about strategy, because to be honest, at the moment there is no clear marketing strategy, because as you might know, the whole vision of TYPO3 changed during the last year. We don't even know, we don't only have one product like the TYPO3 CMS, but we have at least 3 and even more products. And now we have to think about how to market that. And at the moment, there is no clear strategy on how to go on, and this is the goal, or one of the goals of the sprint, to talk about how the products should position next to each other. And yeah, then of course also the marketing creation stuff. because the flyer now is outdated, which we created. We have to create new flyers. We need flyers for NEOS, for Flow, for the TYPO3 CMS, and so on. Someone has to do all that. And of course, the team can't do it completely alone. We need help, we need designers, we need texters and everything like that, which is why we created that sprint and hope that afterwards we have a lot of awesome marketing material which we can send around and people realize that we are actually really doing stuff. So this as a short explanation for the marketing team. Yeah.
How can I join your team? What do I have to do? And do I have to be a marketing expert?
No. No, so we are always looking for members. It can also be something simple like being in the meetings, regularly writing news about our meetings, helping us with stuff like keeping the website up to date together with the editorial team, helping to keep the flyers up to date, creating flyers, creating text for flyers, stuff like that. So you don't have to be a marketing expert, you have to be someone who just wants to help, who has like 1 hour a week or a day a month or whatever, free time, spare time to just help in which area you could help. Of course, if you are an expert, it's always nice, but if you don't have time and you know it before, that's not really helpful, because several people always are approaching us and say, oh, yeah, I have so great ideas, yeah, of course, everyone has great ideas, but getting even more great ideas doesn't really help to get them done. So we are really, always looking for members, for contributors, even if it's not on a regular basis and we have some project like the flyers now, and you just say, well, I have in November some spare time, if I can help, just come to us, tell us, and we'll find a job which you might help, or only for a short period. It totally depends.
Yeah, what you usually do is also not make people member of a team immediately, but give them some kind of contributor status.
And you don't have to really be active every month, every week and everything. You don't have to participate in every meeting. If you say from the beginning on, I only have like 1 hour now or 1 day there, no problem. Then we find a task where you can help. So this is completely open. And then just write to marketing@typo3.org or to, I don't even know whether, I think that email exists somewhere in the OTRS queue.
The marketing team is just visible on typo3.org.
Yeah.
/contribute/team/marketing team.
Yeah.
It's just
on the website, or to Berit@typo3.org, which is me. That's the most easiest part.
Thank you, Berit. I think what we have heard is we have some other teams, but one team we have is the TYPO3.org team, which is not only involved in the code sprints, but also part of the maintenance of the TYPO3.org site. So maybe, Kai, you could tell a few words about that.
A few words. Yeah, we're working tightly with the server team to get all the servers running. They provide the base structures where we base our work on. We are providing the technical structure named the TYPO3 CMS, which the marketing team uses to give you all the information Barry talked about. Additionally, we're working on the TER, which is one of our major bases.
Extension repository.
Yeah, the extension repository, which hopefully all of you know, and it's an important part of our community. We are mostly working on code sprints because all the developers I know are heavily under load. And so we say, okay, we concentrate on these meetings, and some tasks are done between these meetings to get work done fast and efficiently. That's what we mainly do.
Yeah, maybe one thing that I can add, which is going to be quite special, is that we have a maintenance contract.
With AOE.
Yes, with AOE, and we have to effectuate it. One of these weeks will probably happen, where we have a support agreement with AOE, who originally also built the website, where the association will pay them for 2 days and they will sponsor 2 days. So we'll have them available for 4 days a week to fix important topics, like, for instance, we currently have tons of spam through a mail form, and you wouldn't believe how difficult this could be to solve a simple issue like this on a voluntary basis. I mean, it's not only that one person needs to do it, but we need to have some people together. And I think one of the other things is, for instance, the import of the certified integrators, which are all seemingly not too complicated tasks, but we realized, it's like Kai said, we have seen during the past years that we can only do the maintenance or the work on TYPO3.org on a code sprint basis. In between, it's just like a lot of supporters in the TYPO3 community they're just too busy.
That's a big problem for the team. So it would be nice if we have some more guys working on the code sprints. There are 2 or 3 each year.
3 or 4. So this year I still have to arrange one in December. We do it at Christmas.
Sylvester. Shortly before New Year. And so it's really good plannable. You can always say, okay, I want to attend to these code sprints or not. We always had really, really nice locations at AOE, DKD. I don't know the other ones.
Mainly it was AOE.
Mainly AOE. And it's a really productive and nice atmosphere each sprint. And we got done a lot of things, like the new TR features, like the GitHub integration, the links to social networks, link to Forge, and all this stuff. I don't know if you have seen that already, perhaps.
Okay. Yes, thank you. And you can contact Kai, I think.
Definitely.
You're welcome for help. And I think we have some stuff which is done in the marketing team, especially for the flyers. We have some content work, so there's the editorial team. So Boris, maybe.
Yeah, hi, I'm Boris. And I'm also part of the marketing team, and since almost a year for now. And I'm mainly here for the editorial team, which is of course seeking for new members, new contributors. And our main task is to actually getting content done. So no matter if it's print content, which we did for the generic flyer, for the CBIT for instance, or for the CMS Garden stuff we had there, or for TYPO3.org. About 2 weeks ago, Christian, for instance, also from the marketing team, joined us as, within the first editorial sprint, which we had in Mönchengladbach. And therefore we, nearly completely mixed TYPO3.org a bit around, shifted around a bit, rearranged content, but which is not published yet. Because right now we have the situation that if you go up to TYPO3.org, it's very much developer oriented. And we want to change that in different ways, and therefore we did in March back on the code sprint of TYPO3.org a new concept, a new content concept for TYPO3.org, which also shows the different kinds of products we have, like Flow, like Neos, Surf, and the others. And it's nearly completely done. I think we're about 95% right now. And we also have taken the chance to implement a new swim lane concept, which addresses the different target groups which we try to come up with during the concept phase during the code sprint. So we have mainly gained 3 different kinds of target groups now. We have business, we have developers, of course, and we have normal users, and therefore the swimming lane concept gives the opportunity that every of the target groups which soon go to TYPO3.org and take or get the information they need to make a clearer decision or get more information out from TYPO3.org. So give them a direct swimming lane where they can decide, okay, I want more and more and more information, or they can leave the swimming lane at any island, so-called island, and then say, okay, I've got now enough information, now I want to test a demo, for instance, on TYPO3.org. Or the next thing is for the developers, I want to download an introduction package, or let's say for a user, I want to take a look at the documentation for, let's say, the core or something like that. So I would like to encourage everybody who's sitting here, who's interested in doing editorial stuff, to come up to me. There's fairly no specific skills needed unless you speak English, and just contact me, come up and become contributor or part of our team. Any questions?
Well, we do the questions later.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
we heard in the Pecha Kutscher, the question is,
Yeah, sorry.
but we can do it in the coffee breaks. We will see what the time brings. What we have heard are the 3 teams belongs around to the marketing team somehow. And when you go to bigger companies, there are 2 groups which are saying we are doing the communication stuff, the marketing team and the PR team. In our case, we try at least to work together as much as possible. But we have a PR team in our own one, which is also in the fixed in the association. So Sören, maybe you could tell a few words.
Yeah, hi, my name is Søren. I'm the press officer of the TYPO3 Association, and the information which is brought to you or brought to the people who use TYPO3 is the part of the marketing and part of the editorial team and our websites and so on. But it's very important for us to also transport information to the press so that we have a wider audience and that we can reach people who not already know about our system. So that's the main goal of the press team. We're kind of a virtual team, since the most difficult thing is to do the PR work worldwide, and so we have press representatives in our community in several countries all over the world, and since our work is most of the time translation of a press release and then distributing this to the local press, there's no very urgent need to meet in person, sit together and do that together. So most of the time we meet up on Skype or in Forge and distribute our work there. Still, there's lots of countries in this world which don't have a press representative at the moment. So if you think that's something you'd like to do, please write to press@typo3.org, and I'm sure I can provide you with some work. It's not that much. It's about 2 times a year when you will get a press release which needs to be translated and then sent out to your local press. However you do that, there's different possibilities, like using one of those portals where you just insert the text and publish it. And if you have the opportunity to have a recipient list of press people, then you can send it to them. That would be the better option, but it's very difficult to keep such a list and keep it clean and everything. So that's what we tried to work together with a professional PR services agency in Germany for 2013. We started that in the 2nd quarter this year, and I applied for a budget for that last year, so it was granted, and that was a very good decision, since press work improved very much due to the help of the agency, and they will be here tomorrow and helping us, since they managed to organize several interviews with journalists who will be at this conference tomorrow and on Thursday. That's a very good step forward for the PR of TYPO3, and since this partnership with the agency was so successful, I decided to do a budget application for next year for 3 additional countries. So we will, if the budget is granted by the TYPO3 Association, we will try to do international press work with an agency's help in Denmark, in the UK and in the Netherlands, and in France perhaps. Since in France we don't have a press representative right now, that's a bit undecided. So if you know someone from France who wants to do that, yeah, please go to me. Yeah, it's a very big budget. It's about 70,000 euros that would be needed for that. I think it's worth the money, but I will tell all the details about that in the budget discussion at 6 or 5 to 6 today. I will explain why that much money would be a good investment. And since the things they did this year were so good and had such a good outcome, I think that would be a great investment and would help us a lot. And compared to the time I spent on press work before having a professional agency helping us, and now the time for me didn't change, but the results skyrocketed. So they took over all the tasks that need very much experience. They need to have the contacts to the right people. And whenever a journalist leaves a magazine or someone, they know, and they know the next one and so on. So that's very helpful. So please help the press team if you can. In your local area, you can do something, write to press at type3.org, or buy me a beer, or just drink a beer with me here. You're welcome.
So I think you can even help if we have already a press representative, because two people has more time together than one. So yes, I think.
Oh, sorry, I forgot one very important thing. My tenure of office ends in the next GA as press officer of Type 3 Association, and for private reasons I will not continue that position. So if you consider of doing this job as the Type 3's press officer, you can apply for this job. I think from 1st of November we'll have the nomination forms live, and then you can apply for that.
Okay, thank you. I think we have heard Ben knows a lot about the team, so I think we will introduce you after I have introduced the event team or the event committee, which is some kind of, Ben explained it, depending on who is telling you that you or is asking you to do things. The event team is has changed last year. We had over a few years the same team, which has done good work, but there was some private reasons why the one or the other changed their role, and so I said, okay, I will take the event team after I decided that I would like to organize the conference. In this team, yes, I'm searching for people. We have a lot of different tasks. We have some websites or some technical stuff. We have design stuff, but the more event relevant stuff is organizing events, special events, the developer days. We have the conference as the biggest one, being there as a helping hand, or just help in some other way. But I also like to do more communication stuff and thinking about what is the right way to do events. We have a lot of unofficial events which are good because they are spreading the word of TYPO3, but they should be better coordinated. We have some insurance to help these events also, and we have the bar camps. We have in Poland we had a conference. We had in Romania the TYPO3 Eastern Europe. We had in the Dutch day.
Yeah, Eastern Europe we will still have in 2 weeks.
Exactly. There 2 weeks we have the T3. So there are a lot of events, and it's maybe a good idea to have an overview about what we are doing there and see if we can find better ways to coordinate the dates and to coordinate the communication together with the marketing and the press team. That's why I'm communicating very often with those teams in the last half year, and because I think we have to work all together. We are doing communication, and it's very important that all teams know what the others are doing. And so, yes, that's what the event team doing, and that's why we are sitting here together as a group, because we need each other. And so it's helping somewhere here or in the event team would be a good idea to help making TYPO3 more famous, more interesting, and yes, that's, I think, one of the biggest goals we have. We have great products, but they are not so great in the view of other people outside the TYPO3 community. And there we have to change things that other people are thinking about TYPO3. Oh, that's really cool, and not, oh, that's really boring, and it's an old-fashioned stuff, and so on. So in that, we all can help. And yes, the last communication team or person, I would say, is Ben. We have a lot of talk about outside communication, but we have also some inside communication in the community. And so Ben, the community manager, would like to say a few words what you are doing.
Exactly what you were mentioning before about what's going on between the teams. I think I got community manager in the beginning for just that purpose, just having the big picture of what's going on and trying to combine the efforts that are going on in the several projects. So I can see, for instance, I try to facilitate the borders if you need some knowledge maybe on something. So I would personally be, you know, if any one of you, I mean, the guys already said mail me. If you don't know who to mail me. No, but that usually works, you know. Then that's what I always offer at every presentation that I do. If you have any question, you know, regarding whatever, or you want to participate in some way, because I know we are not that clear in communicating. It's just like the borders already said. We are a very developer-oriented community, and that's also something that we communicate on the website. But there are a lot of other tasks that you can do. Mailing me will prioritize your needs, so to speak. So there's a lot possible, I would say, if you want to participate in some way. So we have the kind of the communication teams, but there. We have the design team as well. We have quite a number of other teams as well, and I think our main teams, of course, are the core teams. But besides only coding, there's also a lot of testing to be done or writing documentation, and I would say I would be the central point for that. It's difficult for me to explain any further, you know, on the structure of the TYPO3 community, I would say. So.
And even if you're the community manager, we couldn't directly help you, but I think Ben help you. Oh. But no, not.
Hit you.
So it's Ben is doing a lot of other stuff.
Yes,
also
okay.
Introducing, working in the marketing team because he sees the needs of things which should be done when he's talking with all the teams. So if you are working in that teams and help getting the work done in that teams, Ben can concentrate on doing community management work.
Yes, that would be totally
so
true.
That would be a great help to.
But on the other hand, we also will never get it as smooth that everyone has its own responsibility. Sometimes there are just things that need to be done, and which I as community manager know of, but. It would be really good. Sometimes I would also, I mean, it would be really great if I could make you all also community managers. And you know, that's something, one of the topics that we already, that we also had in the other presentations. And but what we also facilitate a little bit in the marketing team meeting, and you know, the 2-day communication workshop is actually about community leadership. So. For one thing, it would be really great to have a kind of a leadership. What exactly is leadership, and how exactly do you facilitate? Because I believe, you know, leadership it's not really about telling you what to do, but it's more about facilitating others. And I would really hope that through the communication workshop, we also get a little more people who take that responsibility of leadership within the community. So.
Yes. I think we have a few minutes left.
Questions? Questions?
So I think we should allow a few questions since we don't have a big last slide, which we can remember. So yes, I think questions is in that round not a bad idea. So. Any questions?
Anyone who wants to participate?
We have some forms, you just have to sign them now.
You don't know it yet.
Just one question. Is there a possibility to inform ourselves what is planned in the future? For me, that now you're doing that, but what's the big plan behind that?
Maybe goals.
Yeah. For example, for a lot from the outside view, a lot of our customers are asking what's a new product. We heard this Neos and what you told about Flow and CMS. That will be a big problem next year. And the other thing is from 4.5 to 6.2, so the LTS versions. What's planned there? For example, how to communicate this.
I want to answer this question.
Yes, go ahead.
As part of the marketing team too. Marketing for open source community is not the same as for a company, and that's the problem. In companies, marketing decides features or something like that, and in an open source community, that is not the way we work. All the things, the good things, the great things come out of the community. We only can give strategy about the communication, and that's why we have a marketing sprint in November, and we hope that there is a great outcome, and that's what we communicate at the end of the year, and we follow this strategy, and we decided in this sprint for the next year.
Yeah,
If I understood the question correctly, it was not directed at the marketing team or at the team, it was the general question of where's TYPO3 heading and what's the general roadmap of the products?
No, I think how we are communication, how do we do the communication about that? So we have the 6.2 update, but I think we had, you know that there was a code sprint for migration, a migration code sprint?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's seems to be good. That's what we are doing, or what they are doing. They are do communication about that. The problem, what we have is we don't know the feature and the stuff and so on, and we will hear some other stuff tomorrow about what is with Neos, the UX stuff. So we have talks about the generic stuff tomorrow, and yes, we can just see what we are going in the communication stuff. I think what we need is making TYPO3 cooler, more fancy, and that's
exactly what you said. At the moment, a lot of stuff is the developer driven.
Yeah.
If you come to TYPO3 org, an end customer has no idea what's going on here to make it for end customers, for developers, for agencies, and so on.
Yeah,
I think
but this is nearly completely done, as speaking for TYPO3.org. So actually, I think we are only needing to getting some final text done to get this swimming lane concept out of the box. So also what you will find is the different products standing from one side in the menu, on the left CMS, and on the right side you see Neos, and underneath you see Flow, and therefore TYPO3.org will change completely. Also what is also planned, but we need graphics for this, is that on the front page of TYPO3.org we will try to catch these target groups which we have, and try to lead them in those swimming lanes. You can imagine these swimming lanes like a specific landing page. If you Google for TYPO3 for business decision makers, or TYPO3 for users, or TYPO3 for developers, and then you will go over to this landing page. And it should give you, let's say, in from 5 minutes or maybe 2 minutes, a small overview what TYPO3 is for your target group, or up to 30 minutes, so you get more and more information. And I think would be speaking for the global approach of TYPO3 products, the strategy workshop, which is planned and which we held in November, which give a wider perspective where TYPO3 products are heading to.
Sorry, I need to leave. I have
Yeah,
another
that's fine.
talk.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I think it's,
I can add. I want to add something to that because thank you very much for your remark. Because we struggle all the time with the developer-oriented communication. So I try to relieve it a little bit with this week in TYPO3. But I also realize, that this is probably also all the news that we have. The developers is also pretty developer-oriented. It's really great to have your kind of feedback, and it also made me think. And I mean, what you mentioned
Absolutely.
helps a lot, but we still don't really have, current communication on what's going on now.
Yeah. Also, the thing is that communication is quite unstable, because there are some teams. For example, the NEOS team really tries to communicate a lot at the moment.
Mhm.
The CMS team, minor parts of the teams really also does it a lot, but not all parts. But there are also other teams which could also communicate about what they are doing, and so it's not like every team is doing the same. And maybe via doing this code sprint, we could also try to bring all teams together to really try to communicate as much as possible and as less as you have to.
Yeah, one thing I would like to add
to
to that.
find a balance between
Yeah.
the teams and communication.
Because what you mentioned, that we have a first strategy meeting, and we hope that will be a habit. That
Yes.
we will kind of repeat that
Yeah.
on a half-yearly basis.
Yeah, half
And-
or at least 1 year basis.
And you could expect that we communicate from the marketing team in a more user-oriented way than from a. So it's on our agenda. We realize that.
Patrick?
I just have a remark for the marketing team, because you were mentioning the marketing strategy workshop you're going to have in November. What I miss a little bit from the marketing team is that how to approach our customers globally. Like, for instance, what's the marketing team going to do that TYPO3 is not big in the US or in Australia or stuff like that? What I see a lot, for instance, is in the States there are a lot of websites with comparisons between PHP frameworks, and Flow is missing in that one. Constantly. When there's a US comparison, Flow is missing. And I think something needs to be done from the marketing team to make Flow more visible, or make CMS more visible, or NEOS.
Yeah, I think this is really also something which can start directly. Of course, we also talked about that quite a lot, and with as Kian was still in the marketing team, we also talked really a lot about how to change everything in regard of the US, because for US you have to do marketing a bit different than for Europe, especially than for Germany. And but it's really like the most difficult task to get. Of course, in the Netherlands it's a lot easier, because we already have a broad basis there. And but we are working on it, and I really hope that after the strategy day, during the marketing workshop, we have some basis based on which we can start with everything else. Because as we don't have this basis at the moment, we have no clear strategy. We don't know how to position the products next to each other. Do they compete or don't they compete? Which are the target groups and everything like that? Of course, everyone has something in mind, but nobody already talked about it together. So this is our goal for that sprint, to really get that done and to create that basis, which should be renewed every half year, every year, somehow like that. We have to try it out. I'm quite sure that it will work out somehow. But yeah, we also have to have a look how this works with the development teams together. How the development teams can collaborate during such a meeting, and of course they might have different interests. Yeah. And in case of keeping track on what happens, I think one thing always is news on TYPO3.org, because that is where every team tries to keep track and inform. And the other thing are the social networks, because most important news are always pushed out at the social networks. And then you can find the important links and filter for yourself which is interesting and which is not.
Or if you want to give something back, join one of the teams, and there you get really good insights and become part
of it.
Of it. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Barry.
Claudia.